dear students, let us continue our chapter life processes. And today's topic is respiration. Respiration. Dear students, all living organisms, whether they are plants or animals or microscopic organisms or the average organisms or the big organisms, all organisms need energy. And to get this energy, they used to feed. They used to perform the process of nutrition. But simply by the process of nutrition, absorbing energy is not sufficient. What happens or how the energy evolves out, comes out from the food particles, nutrients which the organism has taken out. This is by the process of respiration. Respiration is the process by which the living organisms derive their energy from the food nutrients which they have taken in during the process of nutrition. Now this respiration is completed into 3 steps, and they are intake of oxygen, cellular combustion, of food, and output of carbon dioxide. This process of respiration is completed into 3 phases. The first phase is intake of oxygen, then cellular combustion. Combustion means burning up in a controlled way or burning in limited supply of oxygen. That means burning of food nutrients takes place inside the body, and the last stage is output of carbon dioxide. When anything burns, carbon dioxide is produced here and it should be removed out from the system. Hence the third step, output of carbon dioxide takes place. Now we will discuss one by one. Let me remind you one thing more. Biology is a subject of exceptions. Everything, every point has exception in biology. Because I have just written the intake of oxygen, but this is not in universal state. That means there are some organisms which do not intake oxygen, or there may be cases where intake of oxygen is not sufficient even though respiration takes place. So this is an exceptional point, or it has some conditions with it. But the next two are universal. Cellular combustion, which takes place in the cytoplasm, and output of carbon dioxide. Now let us discuss one by one. Input of oxygen. Let me explain it on the basis of human respiratory system, by which you can understand it easily. We will discuss first respiration in animals, and in the second stage we will discuss respiration in plants. So this is a diagram of human respiratory system. These are lungs, you know very well. This is windpipe or trachea. These are bronchi. These two are collectively known as bronchi. These are lungs. This is also called trachea. Now This is the passage of input of air. Air enters into the nostrils and which is forward moved through the windpipe. The windpipe further bifurcates into two parts called bronchi. These bronchi enters into two bag-like structures called the lungs. Now these bronchi, after entering into the lungs, they further bifurcate into branched, even delicate tubules. These tubules contain a small-like structure on their end called the alveoli. Alveoli. Are you able to see these bag-like structures? Zoom it. See these bag-like structure which are present at the end of these tubules are called the alveoli. These are the site of exchange of respiratory gas. That means oxygen to the blood and carbon dioxide from the blood. Now let me explain how it happens. Suppose this is an alveoli. I have drawn this alveoli here. This is made up of extremely thin, delicate and permeable membrane. These are made with blood capillaries. These blood capillaries are very well able to exchange the materials in and out. Now what happens? When we inhale air, this air contains 21% of oxygen. 21% of oxygen, which is comparatively very high to the content of oxygen inside our blood. As a result, by the process of diffusion, due to the higher concentration of oxygen outside the lung, these oxygen enters into the walls of the alveoli. These oxygen molecules rushes toward the walls of the alveoli because of higher concentration outside the alveoli. They entered into the blood by the process of diffusion. At the same time, the oxygen content outside the blood is only about 0.03%, which is very low as compared to the carbon dioxide content within the blood after the process of respiration. That means when we exhale out or when after cellular combustion, the carbon dioxide content in the blood increases to a great extent as compared to this. As a result, again by the process of diffusion, due to higher concentration of carbon dioxide inside the blood as compared to the atmospheric carbon dioxide, this carbon dioxide moves out by diffusion. CO2, see here, are you able to see here? This carbon dioxide is diffusing inside because the concentration of this oxygen is diffusing inside the blood because the concentration of oxygen outside the blood is more than inside the blood. Hence, by the process of diffusion, oxygen from the outside enters into the blood. At the same time, since the carbon dioxide content inside the blood is much greater than that of present outside the outside in the atmosphere, hence the carbon dioxide from the blood oozes out again by the same process, the diffusion outside the blood, and it is thrown out of the body. Meanwhile, balloon-like structure called diaphragm. Diaphragm, along with the rib bones, rib muscles, These lungs are rested upon a bag-like structure called diaphragm. Diaphragm, along with the rib bones and rib muscles, this diaphragm uses to expand and contract. When this diaphragm expands, that means when it becomes here, it pulls down. As a result, these lungs get a large space to expand because of the pulling of this surface of the diaphragm. Hence the area, the volume of the lung increases and air from the outside rushes in it. In the next step, this diaphragm starts to relax in its original place, and this pushes up the lungs. Because the lungs are fitted, they cannot move forward, but they are squeezed. They are squeezed here. They are squeezed. As a result, the volume of the lung decreases, hence the air here is pushed out, and this way the process of inhalation of oxygen and exhalation of carbon dioxide, the intake of oxygen and output of carbon dioxide takes place. Input of oxygen and output of carbon dioxide. Now it's a turn to discuss about the cellular combustion. In the cell, in the cytoplasm, glucose breaks down to give pyruvate and energy. In the cellular combustion, in the cellular respiration, this glucose breaks down. Mind it, our body or the energy liberating food particle is only carbohydrate. The carbohydrates are broken first and the most easiest, and they liberate energy. This glucose breaks into pyruvate and gives energy. This is common in all animals. That means whether they are aerobic or anaerobic, this is common in all. But in the next, as I told you, that some organisms are respirating in absence of air. Absence of O2, that is anaerobic respiration. Then it is also called absence of fine. Then lack of oxygen, and the third case is presence of oxygen. Presence of oxygen. There are three conditions of respiration. There may be respiration in absence of oxygen, that means there is no oxygen totally involved in that process. There may be a condition where oxygen is there but its amount is not sufficient. It may have very less amount or insufficient supply of oxygen. And the third case, the respiration where sufficient amount of oxygen is there. This type of respiration takes in anaerobic respiratory organisms, for example anaerobic bacteria and etc. The second is lack of oxygen and third is presence of oxygen. Now we will discuss one by one about the three. Glucose, in the first step, glucose breaks down to pyruvate, after that energy. After that, this is common in all, after this it varies. In the absence of oxygen, ethanol and energy is produced. This is nothing but alcohol. In the respiration, which is in absence of oxygen, ethanol and energy is produced. In case of lack of oxygen, lactic acid lactic acid and energy is produced. And in case of presence of oxygen, CO2, carbon dioxide, H2O, water vapor, and energy is produced. Just see what are the differences in the product output of the three type of respiration. The absence of anaerobic respiration, where ethanol output are ethanol and energy. In the case of lack of oxygen, lactic acid and energy is produced. And in case of respiration, in the presence of sufficient amount of oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor and energy is liberated out. This is in anaerobic bacteria. Even this they are useful in the process of fermentation, where alcohols or some drinks are prepared. This is a unique type of respiration. Now, dear students, you might have experienced while doing vigorous exercise, when we are doing hard exercise, sometimes we may suffer from a conditions called cramp or muscle catch, which is very painful and we suffer a lot by the pain. However, it gradually recovers down by relaxing and deep breathing. When we inhale deeply, then it's automatically recovered. What is this? This is nothing but in the muscles. In the muscles, when the amount of oxygen is not sufficient to meet the requirement of energy, or this amount of oxygen is not sufficient to produce that much of energy which is required while doing hard exercise, in that case respiration takes place in lack of oxygen, and as a result lactic acid is produced, and this lactic acid causes the pain in the muscles or the cramp in the muscles. So this respiration is found in muscles, and this is very well known by you. Now, if we say that human beings are completely organisms which perform aerobic respiration, that is not completely true, because anaerobic or respiration in lack of sufficient oxygen also takes place in our body. So we can say both two type of respirations takes place in our body. Dear students, it's all for today's class. We will continue the topic. We will continue the same topic in the next class also. Till then, watch it again and again, revise it, and mark out all the doubts to be asked, to be cleared in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.